Welcome to Ask the Edmonds Cop. I'm Teresa Whipple and Sergeant Hawley. We are again discussing guns.
Part two.
Part two.
There we go.
And we're not doing it in French this time, right?
No,
okay,
part two.
No part two. All right,
Okay.
Very good. Well, so last time we talked about whether you are going to make that decision to have a firearm and the ramifications of that. And now we're going to talk about some things you need to know if you've decided you want to purchase a weapon and have it in your home or in your car or whatever.
Yeah, so you've gone through that checklist, that mental preparation in your head. You figured out why you're going to buy it, target, hunting, or self-defense,
Right.
and you've decided, that's something I could do. So now you need to figure out, well, what gun do I need to buy?
Right.
And how do I start this process? It can be a little daunting, just looking at all these guns, like, I don't know what they all do.
Sure.
Which one should I actually buy? First thing is, I'd say, contact a gun dealer, a local gun dealer. Most of them are going to be able to offer you classes or point you in the direction of a good class to take. And I would say if you can do it, before you even buy a firearm, take the class. A lot of them will give you the opportunity they'll have rental guns basically, or they'll let you shoot during the class. That's part of the training, that firearm safety. So it gives you an idea as to, okay, what am I even interested in?
Right.
And they'll kind of point you in the right direction. Because if you want to go hunting, you're going to need a rifle, or bird hunting, you're going to need a shotgun. But if you want to, for self-defense, you're not going to carry a shotgun around out in public.
Right.
So it's going to make a big difference as to what you're going to want to buy. And one thing as far as the classes go, I'd say, if you can, include the other people that you live with. Mm-hmm. So everybody that is going to be around or potentially has access to it should be trained.
Okay.
A lot of times people don't think about that.
All right.
That's a good safety thing.
And I would imagine too that there's probably some, when it comes to deciding on what type of a firearm that you need, some of it has to do probably even just with the size of the person, right? The size of the hands, kind of men versus women.
There's a lot of factors.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a concealed carry gun, for a purse, or something where you're going to have it out in public,
right.
You're not going to want a full-size handgun.
Right.
It's hard to hide, basically, or to put into small areas. And not everybody is going to want to shoot a big gun.
Right.
The rounds are different. It's kind of what you get comfortable with. A lot of firearms people tell you it doesn't matter how big the round is if you can't hit the target.
Yeah, right.
So if you're just not comfortable shooting a real powerful handgun because you're scared of it and the kick is too much for you, then you need to back down.
Yeah, okay.
As far as size goes.
Okay. And when you talk about, I know we have discussed this in past segments where officers do go out to the range a lot and do train. I mean, that's something that's a big part of your program, because you need to be able to use it correctly and be accurate. And I would imagine the same is true for a gun owner. You want to get out to the range every once in a while.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You need to develop familiarity with it and some level of proficiency, so that if the time comes and you do need to use it, you don't even have to. We do the training so that it's, I guess, instinctual is the best way. I mean, it's just muscle memory. You know what to do. You don't have to think about what you're doing with it as much, because you've done it so many times, the same sort of thing.
Right. And I think something else that some people might have concern about is the idea of having a gun in the home, especially when you have children.
Sure.
And there are, somebody was telling me that there are safes that you can even have now next to in your bedroom, for example, if that's what you wanted, that actually are like a fingerprint mechanism to open them.
A lot of different safe options.
Able to protect the people getting in the wrong hands.
Yeah, you don't have to go out necessarily buy a full-blown gun safe, that will last through a volcano fire.
Right.
Some of them are heavy and very, very expensive. And if you're looking at just buying one handgun, they make smaller safes. You can keep them secured to a nightstand or whatever. There are code options, kind of like high-tech cars where you punch in the code, same sort of thing. So then you have access to it as well. But it is important to keep it secured, especially if you have children. That's an awful thing, if you end up with a child that, and part of that safety is also teaching them, hey, it's not a toy, we don't play with it, and some of the safety rules, to treat it like it's loaded all the time.
Right. That's really good to know. Okay, good. Anything else we didn't talk
about?
Well,
the only other thing I would say to bring up, there's some good resources out there. One of which is this. I brought props.
Oh, nice.
And this is entitled Firearm Safety, the Law, and You. We give that out when people come in for concealed pistol licenses, which we can touch on briefly.
Okay.
And this is through Washington Fish and Wildlife. So if you go to their website and just type in, it's under Hunter Education, I believe, you can download it. A lot of good info in there, and all of the applicable firearm laws are available in there. As far as licenses go, if you want to hunt, they have hunting licenses and all that. We get a lot of people in for concealed pistol licenses. So if you want to carry a firearm out in public concealed, then you come to the department, you turn in an application, we will fingerprint you and do a background check on you.
Okay.
So, and there's some disqualifiers, felonies, domestic violence issues. Some mental health commitments are actually disqualifiers. We're pretty thorough. We catch a lot of stuff.
I bet you do. Well, and I think most people would be happy about that because we want to make sure people who are carrying firearms are safe to do so.
Yeah, but you're not required to have that if you're going to carry your gun in your home. No requirement for a concealed pistol license, but if you're going to carry in public, or we even say if you're just going to be transporting the gun around.
Right, that is law, isn't it? If you have it in your car, you have to have. Is that true? You have to have
you need to have it secured in the car. We say if you don't have a concealed pistol license, just keep it in the trunk.
Right.
But it's just as easy to apply for the license, get it, last for several years, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Right. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
We'll be back again soon with another episode of Ask the Edmonds Cop.